When you get into the app, you're going to need to input your information, whether it's a route or properties. You'll have to have that information input in order to start using it. So when you first log in, it's going to take you to the routes page. If you have no information, this page is going to look like this. As the admin, you can go to the admin section. To add properties or add routes, manage routes, you can do that all on the app right here, which I will show you in this tutorial video. Or you can go to mysnowscape.com and you can manage it all in the admin portal on your desktop. Obviously, the desktop is a little bit easier to upload files, to type all your information versus a small screen. But for this tutorial, I will show you how to do it on your phone through the app. So first things first, you're going to want to go to Manage Properties because you cannot have a route without a property. So you go to Manage Properties, select Create. I'm just going to put some information in here, but this is where you'll put all your client information. It's just going to be address, information about the property. You don't need anything private on here at all. Either way, it's protected, so you don't have to worry about that. Then it's going to take you to this screen, which this is asking whether or not you service this property in the snow season. So if you are a landscape contractor and if you do just landscaping, you would hit no. If you do snow removal for this property, you would then hit yes. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to say yes. And then when you do that, all the information needed for snow is going to pop up. First thing is going to be inputting a site map. This is really important for guys out in the field, crew leaders, to have a visual making sure they're at the same property or at the correct property. So you can put that information. If you have a picture of the front of a house, if it's residential, if you have a satellite view, having information here we've found to be very helpful. So you can select the right icon, which will upload any photos from your phone, or you can select the picture and you can take an actual picture. I'm just going to do that for this video, taking a picture, and now that image is going to be the site map that will show that. Next is report emails. This is where anytime this property is serviced, it's going to generate a service report and it's going to email that report to whatever emails you put in here. Many companies like to put the property owner address in here or their office email so they have record of it in email. What we've actually done in some situations is created a just reports email, so reports@yourdomain.com or reports for your company at Gmail, whatever it may be. So that way you can have a separate email that will have all of your service reports on email record. The app keeps record for you as well, but having an email record sometimes can be easier in some situations. So here, you'll put that information in. Again, property owners, property managers, this can be very, very beneficial for communication so that if they're out of town, they can't see the property, they know exactly what was done, when it was done. So we'll add that email. Instructions. Here's any details you want to code. So I want to put in. So gate codes. Gate code is 134, whatever. Any service requests. Make sure the back walkway gets salted well. Anything like that that you want your crews in the field to know, they will see those instructions. Selecting the amount of pictures you want. So if this is a large property, we suggest more. If it's a small property, we suggest less, but whatever you need. If it's a really picky client and you need to have 50 pictures on there, do that. If you only need or want, say, 2, you can do that as well. And now any services that you're going to provide. So this is where you're going to select. These are all the default services on there. On the website side, you can add any custom services that you would want. You can add that in and you can put that on here. So when your crews log into the property, it's going to have those lists of services that they can possibly perform. And then the reports. Selecting what information you want on the report that is emailed. So if you're emailing it to a client, maybe you don't want the driver's name on there. Or maybe you don't need the notes on there. You can select whatever you want at that point. Then you hit next. Once you have all the snow information input, you're going to now put the information for a landscaping property. Again, I will do that for this video. It can be the exact same thing. Maybe someone else manages it in the summertime. We can do that. Again, we'll put the same image on here, taking it with my camera. Reports, we'll put same email. Instructions. Number of images, maybe we want 1 this time. Now you can again select between any of our default services, or on the website you can add any custom services here. So for this client, let's just say it's a lawn mowing client that gets spring cleanup, fall cleanup, and weeding and lawn mowing. On the report, what information do you want there? Maybe we don't care about the weather conditions at this point. Maybe we do. We'll say we don't for the summer. Again, we typically recommend having as much information on that report, the better. Now, alert, great job. Your new property has been created. Now you can add it to a route. Okay. In order to do that, we'll go to Manage Routes. We'll create a route. We're just going to say Route 1. Sometimes you might put the driver's name, so maybe we'll put that in parentheses here. John's route. You can have any details there if you want. We'll just say Detroit area for that. Now you can select Add Property here. I can select it. If there were multiple, I could select them in whatever order I wanted to. And I can add that, and now I can create my route. So now when I go to routes on the very first page, it's going to have Route 1 and any properties that I put in there. I can repeat this process for anything. To have 50 properties in there, 5, whatever we want. And that's how you create a route and add a property, all on the app side. If you wanted to switch between seasons, you go to Settings, and you can select Change Season. Now I can go to the snow season, and when I go to routes, I'll now have to create a snow route because that property is already input. So I have this Route 1, I can manage that, I can move it around, and so on.